Alright, welcome back. It's still Emmanuel Kadri, your regular host on Breaking to Tech, and you're welcome to this video, which is a continuation of a previous video. Alright, so the next thing now is we want to see how we can just apply the knowledge of the little things I explained in the last video to having nested if statements. Okay, good. So let's see how it goes then. All right, I'm just going to wipe this one out. I don't need it for now. After the user is prompted to input the subject and the floats, so I can have something like this. I'll say, if the score, just follow me, you will see what I'm trying to do. If the score is greater than or equal to 50, that is, pass mark, okay? Somebody that scores from 50 and above out of 100% passed, okay? If the score is greater than or equal to 50, all right, do this for me. I'm going to tell Python to display great job, or let me say something like congratulations. So I can just say something like congratulations and congratulations, you passed. Or let me say congratulations, you passed. Okay, good. So the person scores above 50 or from 50 and above, the person passes. Okay, good. Then I can just have another if statement right under this one. So this one is the nested if, okay? So we have the if statement and said, okay, fine, the person passes. But if the person scores, less than 70, all right, please just tell the person, if the person scores less than 70, it says, but you did not make an A. Okay? Then I just want to pull a stunt here. You can use the \n. I want the next set of string I type now to appear on a new line. So I can say, but you did not make an A, all right? Then I say, better, or let me say, try harder next time. But you did not make an A, try harder next time. I can make it, if I like, I can open another print statement to put this one there. It doesn't matter. But I just want to use this new line, whatever here, to just throw it down to a new line on display, which doesn't matter anyway. You could use another new print statement to achieve that. Okay, so the new 9 character pushes the next set of text. I always use every opportunity to revise the things that I've taught you before, so that as you're learning new videos, the memory of those things will not leave you. They will still be coming up. So it's just a deliberate thing. Okay, all right then. So you have stated the condition that if this person score less than 70, although fine, you passed, but if the score is not up to 70, bring out these comments. Let's just tell the person that, oh, but you did not make an A, try harder next time. Okay, then let me just put an else condition right under this. The else condition is just like, okay, fine, otherwise, which means if the person scores more than 70 or 70 and above, which means if the person scores less than 70, do this for me. But if the person scores more than 70, that is to say, it's either someone scores less than 70 or someone scores 70 and above. It's either you score less than 70 or you score 70 and above the moment you get to this place. All right. So I don't need to start specifying another condition. I just need to put an else statement. Python knows that, okay, oh, so someone not to reach 7, for someone not to fall, for any score not to fall under this category, then definitely the score is something above 70. It's just common sense. So therefore you just say otherwise, which means that from 70 and above, okay, print or display great job, you made an A. Great job, you made an A. Okay, then maybe another new line, and then you say, please keep this up. Great job, you made an A. Please keep this up. Okay, good. So all right, what else again can I just add? Okay, so right under this if statement, I put an else statement and say, okay, fine, if the person, although the person has already passed, having scored more than 50, no problem. But if the score is not up to 70, tell the person this. Otherwise, which means if he scores up to 70 and above, then display this for the person. Okay, good. Let me just do it in such a way that it will also display the score. Congratulations, you passed. Congratulations, you passed. Okay, let me just put something like print and say you scored whatever is it percentage in whatever subject is it. Okay, then you put dot formats. So since it is score, so you put score first and then you put subject after. Okay, good. So let me just make this one. No, I should just leave it in decimal, or okay, just leave it in decimal. Just leave it as decimal, whatever. Okay, fine. Let me just make it float and say 2 decimal. No, 1. Okay, so I just say 0.1f. So which means whatever is it that was entered here, okay, we come out as a 1 decimal place number when it is being displayed. Okay, so I think that is fine. Now one more thing. There needs to be an else statement to end this. Okay, all right. So you say if the score is greater than 50, do all of this. You need to make a provision for a situation where the score is not up to 50. So if the score is not up to 50, just say else. You say print. You say sorry. Print. Sorry, you failed. Sorry, you failed. Okay, and then you can just put this here and say you scored. I can just repeat this. Okay. All right, good. Code reusability. Okay, so you said you scored this and this, and then I think we are good to go now. So let's just test run it and check if there is any error anywhere. Okay, no error, because if there was an error, it won't display, it will just point to the error. Okay, please enter your subjects. Okay, although sometimes if the error is something that is later on, it's when you get there that it will point out. But I don't think there is any error here. So it says, please enter your subjects. Maths, you enter. Please enter your score. All right, let's say the person scored something less, maybe 34.5, 34.58, and it says, sorry you failed. You scored 34.6% in maths. All right, so it just tells the person something like that. And then, although if I still want, maybe if I want space to be between the input values and the displayed outputs, I could do this by saying, okay, I can just put another new line character here. Okay, that is after the comments. Let me just see. The first one says, sorry you failed. Okay, good. I can just make it, put a new line character here, just like this. Okay, I'm sure that will do the job. It will create the space, the needed space. And then if it is for these two, I can also do it so. Like if the person scores 50 and it writes this one, okay, I can put it here and say new line character, just to make a space, just a space to be in between the input values and then the displayed results for all this. Okay, then I think that should be all. Okay, and then I need to put this to, you scored whatever. I need to put it here. Okay, but you did not make blah 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 blah. Great job, you made an A. Then I can close this up. All right, and put something here, close it up, and come down here and say print. You put this, and then also come down here and you can put this. Okay, good. All right, so I just wanted every stage to be able to show the person's score and all that. So whether it is this one that worked, it shows the score, and whether it is this one that worked, it shows the score, and whether it is the failure to that worked, it shows the score. So I want the score to appear in all cases. So that's the reason why I just have to change the structure. Okay, so good. So you can also put the new line character here too at the first line of the output. Okay, so if it is this one that works, that is, if score is greater than 50, okay, and then definitely it's going to display this very well for everybody that's scored more than 50. It's going to display this. Okay, then next it will display the person's score. All right, but yeah, it will do this and display the person's score, so I don't need to repeat it here. Okay, because somebody that passed would have had the congratulations and the score displayed already before this place. Then the extra comment only comes when the person passes, scores more than 70. Then one more comment comes in. All right, so I think for that reason I'm going to take this off. It's not necessary. Okay, because that score would have appeared here provided that the person scored more than 50. Okay, should have appeared here. So this whole region of code is for those who scored more than 50, or for who scored from 50 and above. And immediately you score from 50 and above, okay, these two print statements will first show up, congratulating you, telling you your score. But then this extra statement comes in if the person scores less than 70. And this extra one comes in if the person scores more than 70, or from 70 and above. Okay, so we don't need to repeat the score. So we only need to put this, please keep it up. All right, so I think we are good to go now. So let's run the code. Let's run it again. Okay, I want to test each condition. Condition number 1, when the person scores less than 50. So let's say the person scores 46, 45.9 or something. Then, oh, sorry, I have to stop it and run it again. Please enter the subject maths. Then please enter your score. The person scored 34 points anything. So, okay, so sorry, you can see now that there is a space between all of this, okay, and then the outcome of the code. All right, so that is what I achieved that using the new line character. The new line character can be put before the print and before a text, just to make sure that, just to drop a space before the text is being displayed. Okay, so just pushes it into a new line instead of it starting immediately from here. So that's just what it does. Okay, you can put it anywhere in the string. Just know that once you put it anywhere, the text that follows it immediately will be displayed on a new line. So that's the work it does. Okay, all right. Then you, excuse me. So then let us test another situation in which the person scores above 50 but less than 70. So if the person scores above 50, so above 50 means, let's say it scores 67.25, and oh god, not again, sorry. Okay, enter the subject maths. The person scored 67.25. Okay, good. And then it says you scored 67.2% in maths, but you did not make an A. Although it first congratulated the person, it says congratulations, you passed. You scored 67.2% in maths, but you did not make an A. Try harder next time. But yeah. So everything I wanted, everything I did showed up the way I wanted it. I wanted there to be a space between the input values and then the outputs of the program, okay, on the other outputs. So it worked exactly like that. So this new line character made that thing happen. Then it says congratulations, you passed, which is this. It says you scored 67.2% in maths, okay, and then so since the score is less than 70, then it's run this part of the code, but you did not make an A, okay, and then the new line character makes it to put this one here, try other next time. And so is that cool? All right, so then so let's try a situation where by the person scores from 70 and above. So let's say it scores 89.8. But make that same mistake again. Maths, it can be any subject anyway. 89.6, and then it says, great job, you made an A, please keep this up. All right, so that's it. And okay, congratulations, you passed. You scored 89.6 in maths. Great job, you made an A, please keep it up. The new line character, and then it did the job. Okay, so if I don't want this space, I can just take this one off, and then if I run it again, I will have maths, enter. Okay, please enter your score. 89.7, and then it says congratulations, you passed. You scored 89.7% in maths. Great job, you made an A, please keep this up. See that? All right, so it's just as easy as that. Okay, the whole concept is that I put an if statement under an if statement, and so we call it the nested if. Okay, you could have all of these things in a single line, and everything will still work. The idea is just that because the moment I put the if statement here, okay, and I press enter on my keyboard, it becomes indented. Indentation here implies that everything I write under this indent belongs to this if. That is, it is under the custody of this if statement. So if I want to write anything and that I don't want the if statements to affect, then I will push it out of the indent. All right. So that is how it works. So because the next if statement that I put here, the next if statement really is under the custody of this first if, because it means whoever is it that I'm talking about here must have scored 50 and above before the person gets to this part of the code. All right. So I now put another condition again right under this first if condition. So it is being governed. This second if condition is being governed by this first one. So it is still under the influence or the control or the coverage of this first one. So it's buried under this. So that's the reason why I call it nested if. That is an if under an if. Okay. So that's it. And then it's an if inside an if. So that's why it's called nested if. Okay. So and then yeah, because it's an if statement, it also has its own rights. It has its own rights to an else statement, of course, provided that the else is written right under it, right directly under it, and not anywhere else. Okay, if it is just on the same line that the if started from, Python understands that the else is working in conjunction with that particular if. Now the next else that I did here worked with this first if, and that is the reason why they are on the same line. If I had put it under here, it would have given me error, because you cannot have two else's for one if. Do you understand it now? So that is just how it goes. It's just for you to know what you're doing, and then you'll be right there. All right. So print this, displays this. Okay. So this one collects the value from the user and saves it as subject. Obviously, the value will be a string. This one collects the value from the user as a string, although it's a numeric value, but float helps us to convert it, okay, from a numeric string to a number, all right, to a floating point number, and saves it in the memory of the computer as what? As score. So they now say, okay, fine, if score, that is if whatever the user enters here, okay, is greater than or equal to 50, please do this for me, and it will do exactly that. What I did here is to format the value, to format the score, all right, to one decimal place. Okay, it's a float, so you say 0.1f means we put it to one decimal place, and it works just fine. And then the other one is a string, a direct string, doesn't need any formatting. So this score works with this one, while the second brace work with the second variable here, and that is just it. So next, it said if the score is less than 70, then do this for me. Otherwise, which means if it is more than 70, from 70 and above, then do this for me. So it works just fine. And then and that's that as per that. That's just how it goes. So this example is just to show you that we can have an if statement under an existing if statement, and it will work very fine. So you can also play with the code, or you can just write your own, just play around it, create stuffs on your own, just do some things, perform magic as well. When you are a programmer, you are a creator, okay? You are like a god in your own world, and then you can create anything you like the way you want it. So all you just need to do is to know the right tools to use, and then know how to use the tools. So one thing is for you to know the tools, okay, or to understand what the tools are used for. Then another thing is for you to know how to use the tools, and then also the do's and the don'ts of every tool. So there are some tools you need to use it in some specific ways, otherwise it will not work, it will return an error. So all of these things are the things you pick up in this learning, and so on and so forth. So just play with it, have fun with it, and then I will see you in the next video. Just please remember, our code fest is coming on Saturday, so in which we'll be using the knowledge of all of these things to design an app. Okay, so just study this thing, practice it very well, and meet me on Saturday for something nice, where we will get our hands dirty doing some real life coding. Bye.